Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Drawing with Michael. So this morning I'm doing, obviously, one of the things that I like to do, and you guys know this, and I've said this 100 times, which is to do a really quick warm-up. Today I'm working on my Surface Pro 3. I'm working in a program called Sketchbook Pro, and for those of you who know anything about Sketchbook Pro, you know that it's a great program for sketch artists and illustrators and concept artists to kind of stretch their legs without all the fluff. What is fluff? Fluff being all the stuff that really inhibits you from being creative. The little brush pucks over on the right-hand side that you guys are seeing in the window interface. The one with the dark circle, that is the color puck where you can select color. Right now I have the black color selected. And then the what looks like a transparent puck right above it to the left is the brush sizing and opacity puck. And just the way the tools are formatted really lends itself to really quick sketching, especially on the Surface Pro 3, which is what I'm working on. Up top, of course, is the little tool. It's not necessarily a toolbar. I guess it is a toolbar because there's two toolbars. You have a brush palette bar over on the left-hand side, which currently I have hidden, as well as the layer palette. As I sketch out these little character faces. I like doing character faces just because it really helps me continue on the process of developing my style and whatnot. But yeah, Sketchbook Pro, there's the brush palette, and what's really cool is you can customize your brushes, and it's just so awesome. I mean, it's the texturization and the texturing and the rendering engine is really, really fantastic in this program, and I can't stress enough in being that we're all, as artists, looking for new ways of doing things, and Sketchbook Pro's been around quite a while. But what makes it really cool is it's free. It's completely free. And what's really cool is the fact they have brushes that you can download for free on their website. And, that's just something that, the companies who make this, Autodesk, they really, really sewed into that, that platform. I don't use this program too much on my Mac, which, I really should because I really like it. For some reason, I've really kind of gravitated towards the Sketchbook Pro and the Windows 10 version, just because the, my Sketchbook, my Surface Pro, the way that you draw on it, it's just so, feels so good. I do have an iPad Pro 12.9, the latest version, the brand new one. And I also have an iPad Pro 10.5 model that I got last year as well. And I do use Procreate on both of those machines. I had done a really, I did a review of the iPad Pro on my channel, and it was up less than 3 hours when one of the commenters made a comment that really sank to my heart. And the fact that the content that I made was just not up to the par of what I really want to have envisioned for the channel. So I removed it. And plus, it wasn't really a review of the iPad Pro. I mean, I did a couple things that were non-biased, but, I like reviews to be biased, and at the end, I'm not biased. I like to be unbiased, obviously. And at the very end, you kind of give a summary of exactly what your thoughts and opinions are. Therefore, at the end, it becomes more of a biased situation because you give your opinion. But I tore the iPad Pro 12.9 up, and that just wasn't right. So I've given myself more time to use it. And, even though I've done a short review on the iPad Pro 10.5, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep using it and come up with a better review for you guys here in the next couple weeks. Since I did use my Surface Pro 3, the graphics card on it is pretty weak because it's integrated. So occasionally you'll see the software kind of jump around a little bit. But overall, I think just as a sketch tool, And the fact that the machine's 4.5 going on 5 years old, it's really hard to beat. I looked online to see what the pricing structure was for the Surface Pro 3, and they're expensive. Back when I purchased mine back in 2014, I mean, that's 5 years, 4.5, 5, yeah. Going on 5 years ago, it was $550 and it was used, and I think it was a year old. And I got a really good deal on it because most of the other machines were, almost $1,000. And I think this thing new was $1,400 or $1,500. This is the i7 with 8 gigs of RAM. It's got the third generation. Anyway, it's a powerful processor. It did have some overheating issues in the beginning, but software has really changed that. Microsoft really stepped up to the plate and solved all the situations. I am going to do a review of this machine. And why would I review almost a 5-year-old machine? I think because there are a lot of artists and illustrators out there, and especially budding artists, people coming into the wonderful world of art, digital art, that don't have the money to ante up for an iPad Pro or a Surface Pro or a Wacom Cintiq Companion, or, just who in their right mind, especially whenever you come up, maybe you're in college, you don't have thousands of dollars to spend on these machines. And that's kind of where I was when I bought the Surface Pro 3. And even to this day, I'll look around for really good deals to, be able to get these products and not have to spend $1 billion. And that's being a little over the top, but the technology moves in increments. And if you can get a machine that is in great condition, that has a warranty, that hasn't been abused, it's a 1.5 old or a year old, I highly recommend doing that. A lot of people are poo-poo that because you don't know all the ins and outs of the electronics and you're kind of taking a gamble, which you are, but you're not paying a premium. And that is important, like I said, because a lot of people don't have tons of money to spend on these machines. So you guys know I use all the tools that I have. I use all my iPads, my Wacom Cintiq, my Mac. I use all my tools almost every day, and I make it a point to do that because I want to be fresh in these programs. And this is exactly what this exercise is: being fresh. Getting in here and enjoying my passion, what I do, what I love. I encourage you guys to do something small every day: a sketch, a concept, a doodle, something that really gets you out of your comfort zone. So like and subscribe and share, and we'll definitely see you next time, guys. Bye.